As we get closer to the end of the Nodkrai arc, one of the most mysterious and highly anticipated characters in Genshin Impact is finally starting to take shape, Sandrone. She is not just another upcoming unit. She is a character that could either completely reshape the meta or introduce one of the most unique playstyles we have ever seen. Sandrone, also known by her title the Marionette, is one of the Fatui Harbingers, making her a major figure in the overall story. She originates from Snezhnaya and is deeply connected to advanced machinery and engineering. What makes her even more intriguing is that she is not entirely human. She is actually an artificial being. Her backstory is surprisingly dark and emotional. Sandrone was created by an inventor named Alain Guillotin, who designed her to resemble his deceased sister. Despite being a constructed entity, she possesses an emotional system. She can think, evolve, and feel in her own way. This places her in a fascinating space between machine and human, constantly balancing both sides of her existence. She is almost always seen alongside a companion named Polonia, who acts as her assistant. Polonia is responsible for calculations, analysis, and support, and there is a strong possibility that this character could play a role in her gameplay mechanics as well. Personality-wise, Sandrone is extremely intelligent and precise. She tends to be cold and perfection-driven, always thinking several steps ahead. However, she is not completely emotionless. She does show signs of care towards certain characters, such as Colombina. In terms of release, Sandrone is currently expected to arrive in version 6.7, which would place her at the end of the Nodkrai region. Historically, characters released at the end of major regions tend to be either extremely powerful or highly unique, and Sandrone seems to fit both categories. Looking at potential banners, there is a chance we could see a rerun for Colombina, along with other possible reruns, although nothing is confirmed yet. There is also speculation about a Chronicled Wish banner, suggesting that version 6.7 could be packed with content. Her element has not been officially confirmed, but current expectations lean toward Cryo, possibly with interactions involving Electro. This ties into one of the most exciting aspects of her kit, rumored new mechanics. Sandrone may introduce a completely new version of Superconduct. Instead of simply reducing resistance like the current system, this new variation could stack over time and then explode for massive damage. This would make it feel like a standalone mechanic rather than just a standard reaction. There is also speculation about new reaction behavior, where Cryo and Electro could coexist on enemies without cancelling each other out. This would allow for dual reactions and faster trigger rates, shifting gameplay toward consistent application rather than relying on single heavy hits. In terms of power level, Sandrone is expected to be a top-tier DPS. Some early leaks even suggest that she could be comparable to Colombina, which already sets very high expectations. But the most important part is her playstyle. Sandrone appears to revolve heavily around summons. She may be able to deploy machines or puppets that fight alongside her, possibly even incorporating Polonia into combat. These summons could perform actions like firing lasers, delivering heavy attacks, or automatically targeting enemies, and she might be able to control multiple summons at once. There are also hints of a transformation mechanic, where Sandrone could switch between different forms, perhaps a standard mode and a full mechanical chaos mode that unleashes her true power. In a team setting, she will most likely serve as a main DPS, but in a completely new way. Instead of dealing damage primarily through her own attacks, a large portion of her damage could come from her summons. If this turns out to be true, she might become Genshin Impact's first true summoner-style character. So is she worth pulling? Based on current information, absolutely. She looks powerful, unique, and potentially meta-defining. However, it is important to remember that everything we know so far is still early and subject to change. In the end, Sandrone is shaping up to be one of the strongest and most unusual characters in the game. A completely fresh addition in terms of gameplay, and definitely one you will want to keep your eyes on and start preparing for.